to thank a couple of people who have been very important to some of the things that I actually do. And I want to start by actually thanking Cheryl and Graham Bagri, who are two awesome friends that I've met through basketball and OzSwoosh, who provide a heap of support to me and the kids that are actively involved in the sport. So I just wanted to give them a shout out and say I really appreciate everything that you actually do at OzSwoosh and look forward to working with you guys in 2020. And also the Thomases, who are avid supporters of OzSwoosh and everything I do. I appreciate your support as well, and the Woosnams. So want to shout out to those special families, and also to a number of the athletes who continue to support everything that OzSwoosh represents. So Jesse Duncan, and also people like Rob Reeves, Harrison Thurtle, the Woosnams I've mentioned, Sam Philpott, and there's the Coppings. So I want to thank the Coppings as well. They're avid supporters of the program and the benefit that they bring to being involved and having their kids involved and representing, what OzSwoosh actually is about. I really appreciate the support that those people have shown me, and there's many people that show support within the program over time. We've got 2 teams now, and while we're not a club, we are a development program. Those teams give people the opportunity to actually play and test what they're doing. And then we have the junior rookies program. I want to thank Aaron Bagri and Ethan Thomas, who actually devote some of their Sundays to come out and help the next group of OzSwoosh athletes develop. And I'm seeing a couple of those kids in the rookies will actually be moving up to academy next year. So I'm really positive with how those kids are helping other kids become better and how they're practicing in their own time. And I want to say to all the athletes at OzSwoosh that if you have had a good break, I'm looking forward to hitting the ground running in February with the new program, and look forward to seeing you all. I do miss you all. I do wish all the athletes at OzSwoosh, even though I've named a few there, I do wish all the athletes at OzSwoosh a really, really good new year, and all the best for 2020, and their parents. There's just too many to mention. The Calkins, Splatter, Aaron Splatter. Eli's been improving so much. So I'm looking forward to working with him over the course of the next year to help him achieve some of his goals. And they're all little hurdles that we meet across the way. So one of the things I say to my athletes is that for me, they're just working on a big jigsaw puzzle, and every skill and every little thing that they do is just a jigsaw piece. And over time, they'll build up a big picture, and that's the way I ask them to approach the process. So to all those who have supported OzSwoosh, thank you very much. Then also my other thing that I do, as many people probably have seen, is my podcast, the People with a Passion podcast. And there are a couple of supporters there behind the scenes who actually help me get guests, and they know who they are. So there's some people really pushing things in that regard from behind the scenes. There are other people who do support me from behind the scenes, family and friends who don't necessarily want to be named, or don't want any limelight. But as far as People with a Passion goes, there are a couple of people who have given me and provided me with some awesome connections for some really good people to talk to. And to the people who have guested on People with a Passion in 2019, I want to thank you for sharing your stories with a number of people. The feedback that I get on what I'm doing is extremely positive, and that makes it rewarding to actually know that there are people there that are enjoying the content that you're helping create. And I just look forward. I've got some guests that are really, really positive guests lined up for 2020, and in connection with a couple of NBA type trainers and experienced NBA coaches or assistant coaches who have a lot to say in supporting both athletes and just human performance. And I'm looking forward to talking with them and there's also an Australian hopefully get to talk to who also will help in that space. So for those who don't understand what People with a Passion is actually about, if you haven't listened or watched People with a Passion, I do ask you just take a look. It might not interest you. They are long form videos. There is if you visit Linktree, which is linktr.ee/PWAP, so PWAP, you'll find links to all the podcasting directories and platforms that the podcast actually is on. So if you're traveling or commuting, or even on holiday and you just want to take a listen, then the links to whichever podcast platform you're actually on is actually probably on there, and you can take a listen if you don't want to watch the videos. The videos do take some time to produce, and a lot of the guests provide me with footage and photos, and some of those videos are approaching 300 to 400 views, and the feedback and the comments and the likes that they're getting is a good measure of that they're getting something out of it. So I just want to again thank all the guests from 2019 on People with a Passion, and I look forward to speaking to people in 2020 who want to share their story with the world around their passion and what drives them and our common human experience, because that's the core of what I'm doing. When I speak to people about their passion, there's a number of gems and little bits of information that I think provide value to anyone who's on life's journey and trying to be better. So it's really about self-improvement and finding your purpose. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, then please take time to watch People with a Passion. Where are things for me right now in 2020? I'm looking forward to continuing to do what I'm doing here. Obviously, 2019, I did wind up my PC repair business after 11 years, and that was a huge step. But I'm working in the basketball space, and now I'm transitioning into a podcasting business that's not geared around drawing income from what I'm actually doing here, but people will have seen, some may have seen, Applaudable. So that business is registered. I am in the process of working on the website for that in 2020. So for me, the next thing is another business. It tends to be what I do, jump from idea to idea, and try and have a crack at different things. But it will be a podcasting network. So the idea is I'll provide a platform for other podcasters to basically fill a category on the website, and we'll share audience and cross promote and things like that. And also be teaching podcasting. So if you're someone that's looking to get into podcasting and want to work out what I've done here and how I may be able to help you do exactly the same, if you've got an idea for a podcast, then the goal would be that I'll be running some 3 or 4 day courses. Probably around March, April will be the first event. So that will be up on applaudable.net, which will be the website that's still in. If you go up there now, you won't see much but placeholders and templates. But I am in the throes of working on that, and that does take time to do that. A lot of people may not be aware, but I am a one-man operation, which makes life pretty hard. So I'm a bit of a bottleneck when it comes to business. But I hope to change that with this business over the course of the coming years. I want to transition from being the guy that does everything to someone who actually has others involved in being part of the business. So I'm looking forward to that, because there's a lot of new stuff for me to learn around that. So for me, 2020 and the next decade is about building Applaudable as a business that moves me forward, and I'll continue to run the basketball programs and things like that, and work with schools and help again, in human performance from a sporting perspective. So that's basically where I'm headed in this next decade. Whatever you're doing in the next decade, I wish you all the best. Again, I wish everyone involved in everything I do that supports me. And there are people there. I accept that 7 billion people on the planet, not everyone's going to like you, but I even genuinely wish anyone who does hate on me or doesn't like what I do, I genuinely wish you all the best for 2020 and beyond as well. not everyone's expected to like people. So yeah. So I really do appreciate all the support and that I do get behind the scenes. And one of the things I do say, and I'll say this to anyone who might hate what I'm doing or think I'm all about self promotion, because I know it can look like that at some, at times, and I'm honest about that. Um, all I would really say is that I I get driven by hate. I know that sounds terrible and probably get some haters just on this, but um, I find that motivating. And sometimes I say to people who are trying to destroy what I'm doing, like tear down my building, I often say, you're not breaking me, you're actually making me. Because when you put up barriers, my nature is I find a way, or I'm looking to find a way to break through and do things. So I'm not trying, that's not, it sounds cocky, and I know I come across cocky at times. That's just part of my personality, but it's not trying to be cocky at all. It's literally just, um, if I see a challenge or someone presents something to me, a blockade, then I say, okay, maybe I can't do it that way, but you actually help me because I find a different way. It doesn't necessarily stop me. So in a way, I actually thank my haters. So in a way, they might not be aware of that, but anyone who hates on what I do, I don't have an issue with that. That's I do genuinely wish anyone out there all the best for 2020 and beyond. And whatever you're doing, I wish the best for you. And I just want to say, I really hope everyone nails it in 2020 and the next decade. So all the best, and have a great night. If you're out celebrating, obviously I'm not, but I'm not one big on those celebrations neither. But all the best for the coming year. Catch you later.